Have you ever struggled to lose weight on a diet? The answer is almost certainly yes, and there's a good reason for that. Most diets just flat out don't work. They often are overly restrictive or based on unsound principles and just designed to make the company money rather than be effective for you. So if you've struggled to diet in the past, this video is for you. I'm going to show you how to eat in a way that works for your body, and it's going to help you lose weight and feel amazing, not just today, but for the long term. Statistics show that 95% of diets we do fail, and most of us regain the majority of what we have lost in a matter of just a few short months. I want to share with you 7 tips on how to prevent this from being your experience. Number 1 is we work ourselves into a love-hate relationship with food and oftentimes ourselves. We tell ourselves that food makes us fat and that we just can't have any of it if we want to see success. The results are fatigue and failure and deprivation, which never results in long-term success. In this situation, we can't wait for the diet to end, and when it does, we go celebrate with a delicious ice cream sundae. Number 2, if we diet in an unhealthy way with severe caloric restriction along with restricting intake in correlation with taking hormones or even specific peptides, it can negatively impact our metabolism and elevate stress hormones. This is a really bad combo with a metabolism that starts to slow and then stress hormones like cortisol becoming elevated. When cortisol is elevated, it shuts the fat into the fat cell, so it's harder to lose the weight. When you stop this type of diet, you've created a slower metabolism than when you started, and you've got hormones that encourage fat storage. And then you wonder why you gain it all back again when you start to eat normally. Number 3, everybody has a unique requirement and needs a specific diet. If you're following a diet that just doesn't work for your body, then it's not going to be sustainable. I know that a lot of people these days choose to follow a diet based on their beliefs, like a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet, and it's very important to them. But sometimes this type of diet doesn't give the body what the body really needs. Let me tell you the story about Amy. She came in and really needed to drop 30 pounds. She went to Orange Theory Fitness every day, worked out every morning, and still just could not drop 30 pounds. She was a vegetarian and at the time not open to adding more animal protein into her diet, which I totally understand. Well, she fought her weight. She followed the plan, and at PhD, we support individuals who are vegan or vegetarian, any type of diet. But I also want to make sure that the person is following the type of diet and meal plan that's going to give the body exactly what it needs to thrive. For Amy, she continued to work out and just couldn't get the energy or drop the weight. And so I asked her if she would be open to adding some chicken, maybe some eggs, some full-fat Greek yogurt into her diet, and she knew that her body just wasn't feeling right. She added those types of foods in, and oh my gosh, it was night and day. She had the energy, she had the hair come back that she was losing, she was able to drop the 30 pounds much more effortlessly. So while I understand that a vegan and vegetarian diet can work and some people really thrive off of it, some people don't. So I encourage you to take a look at the type of diet that you're following to make sure that it is the type that positively impacts what your body needs. So if you're interested in finding out what diet's going to be best for your unique body, that's what we do every day. So click on the link below and we can get you on a call with one of our nutritionists, our consultants, and we can talk about specifically what you need. Number 4 is you need to consider your weight gain history and your medical needs. If you're a type 2 diabetic or even a type 1 diabetic, for example, the diet that you need to follow is going to look completely different than someone who isn't diabetic. If you've struggled with significant weight gain since birth, then your diet is going to look different than someone who packed on 20 pounds when they hit 40. Everyone is really different and your metabolism is different. Your history is different. Therefore, what you need to eat is also going to be different. Number 5 is some diets are just too complicated. Tony Robbins always says the complexity is the enemy of execution. He's right. You need to make sure that whatever you're doing is super simple and easy, or else you're going to find yourself drifting away when life gets overwhelming, which, let's face it, happens all the time. Number 6, the ticket to success is to make sure that whatever you do is customized to your unique needs and that you've got an expert behind you who can continue to tweak your plan, because as you slim down, your needs actually change. The meal plan that you start your weight loss with will very likely not look like the one you maintain with. So if you're currently on a program where the plan, your meal plan isn't changing, I want you to consider that. You're a fluid system, therefore so is how you eat, especially as you're shifting your body into a new shape. It's so important, and that's exactly what we do at PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition. So if you're interested in learning more, click the link below. Number 7 is that it's also very important to research the program you choose to use. First, everyone and their brother professes to be a nutrition expert these days. So make sure that whomever you work with has been educated in the field and that they're not just teaching you on the conventional dietary wisdom of eating less and moving more and following the governmental dietary guidelines for Americans. Unfortunately, these guidelines are outdated and don't have your best interest at heart. If they make you count calories, tell you to eat 6 to 11 servings of grain every day, advise that you avoid fat, and tell you not to eat meat, you're likely not being given the right type of advice, and it's not going to serve you best. I want to share the story about Sandra. So she came in to see me probably about 3 years ago, and she was so frustrated with her weight. She was carrying about 40 pounds and was so diligent on her diet, I couldn't believe it. She was so restrictive, and her physician had told her that she has high cholesterol and so that she needs to avoid dietary fat. And so she didn't even put any oils on her lettuce. She ate a little bit of chicken, a little bit of fish when she dined out, but otherwise it was 100% plant-based, no fat, working out all the time. She just couldn't drop the weight or get her cholesterol down where she wanted it to be. And so she came in with a radically open mind and let me create a meal plan for her and flip everything upside down. So we had her eating healthy fats with every meal and snack, we increased her protein, and she was open to eating animal protein throughout her day. She was totally blown away. Oh my gosh, she dropped that 40 pounds in just a few months and her cholesterol dropped significantly. Her doctor was amazed by the results. Remember that having an expert support you is important just like it is in any other aspect of your life. I mean, think about an Olympic level athlete, someone who is the very best in their sport. Or think about the best business person you know. They all have a coach at their side. A coach to not only help them collapse time, but also to get an outside perspective of what might be going wrong. Think back to the athlete. Let's take a master golfer. He can be out there and practicing his swing until his arm just can't move and still not figure out the issue that's causing the ball to go sideways. Or he can have an expert coach standing by his side. He'll move his elbow in maybe a millimeter. He might change the angle of his foot slightly and bang, it's a hole in one. Same goes with weight loss. It's just for some reason that we feel guilty or we feel like a failure to ask for help. Society has primed us to feel this way, but we shouldn't at all. It makes no sense. By expecting us to do it on our own, we only increase our feeling of stress and make success even more unlikely. Ask for help, get an expert, collapse time, and have fun as your body transforms before your eyes with much more ease and much more simplicity. If you find the diet which is perfect for you, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. That's why I want to show you in this video how I made it easy to follow any diet so you don't have to suffer through your diet until you give up and try another one. I promise you these tips will change your perspective on dieting. Click on the video and let's dive in.